Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's head outside and take a look outside our weather window as we wrap up the month of November. Beautiful shot from our Blag Mountain Sky-Fi Tower camera. Yeah, Leavenworth under that mess of clouds, and I think we would have seen a pretty nice day if it wasn't for that low cloud deck all around north central Washington once again today after the storm left. And folks, we have at least two more storms to deal with as we make our way through the rest of this week and into this weekend. In fact, we have a winter storm watch in effect for Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. We could see about 2 to 4, maybe 6 inches of snow in the Wenatchee area. Once again, that's Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Folks in Chelan all the way up into Twisp, you might see as much as a foot of snow, and then it'll taper off a little bit on Thursday. But boy, expect some cool temperatures, and we'll talk much more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. A two-car collision Friday morning on Stevens Pass sent a Wenatchee man to the hospital and closed US 2 for over 2.5 hours. Someone broke into the Wenatchee Riverfront Railway, stealing what the group said was $15,000 worth of items. And for the first time in almost a year, unleaded gasoline is available in the Wenatchee Valley for under $4 a gallon. But first, our top story tonight. A man was hospitalized after a two-vehicle collision this morning just outside Moses Lake. Washington State Patrol Trooper Colin Carmarvel said the accident happened about 7:20 a.m. on Highway 17 and Randolph Road. That's near Big Bend Community College. Carmarvel said the injured man pulled a sedan left off of Randolph Road into the path of a northbound sedan and was T-boned. He said the causing driver was transported to Samaritan Hospital with what were believed to be a broken pelvis and broken ribs. The other driver was not injured. The wreck blocked the highway for more than 2.5 hours. A two-car collision Friday morning on Stevens Pass sent a Wenatchee man to the hospital and closed US 2 for over 2.5 hours. The Washington State Patrol reports that just before 9 a.m., 26-year-old Richie Arroyo was driving a 2015 Mitsubishi Mirage. It was westbound 8 miles east of the summit when he lost control on a curve. His car was then struck in the rear by a 2021 GMC Sierra pickup being driven eastbound by 62-year-old John R. Kowalczyk of Mount Vernon. Arroyo was transported to Central Washington Hospital with undisclosed injuries. He faces charges of driving too fast for conditions. Kowalczyk was not injured. Well, someone broke into the Wenatchee Riverfront Railway, stealing what the group said was $15,000 worth of items, including tools and irreplaceable antique railroad items. The railroad said the burglary happened sometime between 9:30 p.m. Wednesday and 6:30 Thanksgiving morning. The burglars reportedly stole most of the railway's tools, damaged their main locomotive as well. It's the second burglary this year at the miniature railroad facility on North Worthen Street. Despite the losses, Wenatchee Riverfront Railway said they'll continue to run with one of their other locomotives as their season winds down. Well, for the first time in almost a year, unleaded gasoline is available in the Wenatchee Valley for under $4 a gallon. The website Gas Buddy says there are at least 10 gas stations in the Wenatchee area selling regular unleaded gas for less than $4 a gallon, though AAA says the average price in Chelan County is at $4.23 a gallon. Washington continues to have among the highest prices for gas in the country at an average of $4.52 a gallon, almost $1 a gallon higher than the national average. AAA says the cheapest gas in the country is being sold in Florida with an average price of $3.38 a gallon. Well, when we come back, the city of Wenatchee is taking applications for $100,000 in grants to be used for promoting tourism in Wenatchee in 2023. The North Central Washington Community Toy Drive, presented by Les Schwab, kicked off Saturday at Hooked on Toys, and NCW Life Channel was there. Santa Claus, Olaf, Elsa, and the Grinch will be at the Wenatchee Brave Warrior Project's headquarters this Saturday. And an Ellensburg resident faces a charge of first-degree animal cruelty after a kitten was found last week wrapped inside 2 plastic garbage bags inside a dumpster. There's a good ending. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Welcome back. In another news, the city of Wenatchee is taking applications for $100,000 in grants to be used for promoting tourism in Wenatchee in 2023. The city said the money can be used by downtown groups, the Chamber of Commerce, cities, marketing organizations, and event organizers with the goal of growing tourism and increasing bookings at local hotels. The funds are raised through Wenatchee's $2 per day per room lodging tax. Applications will be considered and evaluated by the Lodging Tax Advisory Committee and Tourism Promotion Area Board. Information on how to apply for the reimbursement funding is available through the city clerk's office. Recipients of the funds this year include Rails and Ales on Orondo Avenue, the Cinco de Mayo Festival at Pybus, and Tour de Bloom bike race in downtown Wenatchee. The North Central Washington Community Toy Drive, presented by Les Schwab, kicked off Saturday at Hooked on Toys, and NCW Life Channel was there. Eric Granstrom spoke with representatives of many of the organizations that help deliver toys to children in need across the region.
It's amazing because the Toy Drive ensures that every child, no matter what the situation is, gets a toy on Christmas, and that's huge, because what kid doesn't ask Santa for something?
A lot of children come in with a bag, garbage bag, so they have absolutely nothing when they come into the system. So when we can provide them and their families with stockings full of wonderful toys, of course, but then also diapers and coats.
I think this is our 3rd year partnering with the Toy Drive, and this year we're going to be able to help 50 kids.
That's awesome.
For our little agency, 50 kids have a better Christmas.
We have over 400 kids this year.
Wow.
That we have identified, toys, bicycles, families that just can't make it ends meet this year. Mm-hmm. And we do everything that we can to help.
Every time I'm asked the question, how's business at Serve Wenatchee, unfortunately I have to say good, because the human need is so large. I'm a dad of 5 kids, and I long to deliver, this Christmas joy, this time of year. And when we can come together as a community and come alongside of families that wouldn't otherwise have that opportunity to deliver that to their children, I think it's a win, and I'm always inspired. When we all do a little, we can accomplish a lot.
The Toy Drive continues through the month of December with drop-off locations throughout the area. To learn more, go to lstoydrive.org. In other news, Santa Claus, Olaf, Elsa, and the Grinch will be at the Wenatchee Brave Warrior Project's headquarters this Saturday to help raise funds for local children with disabilities, chronic illness, and cancer. The Brave Warrior Project is located at 1705 North Miller Avenue near Walla Walla Point Park. Donations will be accepted for a chance to have pictures taken with any of the special guests. The event will be from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. with a break from noon to 12:30. Well, an Ellensburg resident faces a charge of first-degree animal cruelty after a kitten was found last week wrapped inside 2 plastic garbage bags inside a dumpster. The Ellensburg Police Department said a concerned citizen called after she and her friends dug through the garbage to rescue the kitten. Officers took possession of the kitten, named it Journey, and collected evidence at the scene that allowed them to track down the unidentified suspect. After taking Journey to the animal shelter, officers continue to check on his well-being, and they reported today that he seems very healthy and content and has plenty of food and a warm bed. Good news as well. Police also reported today that the woman who rescued Journey is now making plans to adopt him. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Please stay with us.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. After a 2-year hiatus because of COVID-19, Journey to Bethlehem returns this year beginning on Thursday. The free trip through the time and place of Christ's birth runs through Sunday at the Seventh-day Adventist Church at 5th Street and Western Avenue. In tonight's feature story, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's Dan Kuntz talked with Glenn Fisher about the work that goes into the special presentation.
We have 175 people in full costume. So you think about how much costuming that takes. That's a lot of work for the costume people. And then of course setting up all the shops and the props and all those things takes a good amount of time. When you start your journey, you're part of a family that goes through, and there's a kind of a theme to the story, and people will hear that when they go through. But it really is to just share with people the birth of Christ and to try to make it as real as possible. Because it's kind of hard for people that live in this part of the world to understand what it was really like in a village back then in the Middle East. And people that have gone through what we have put up here have been to the Middle East say that it's quite real in the feel of going through the city and having that interactive experience. But really, we want people to understand how real the birth of Christ was and what that means to each one of us. So the online tickets are, for the most part, gone, but we will be adding some tickets back online when people cancel, so that people can still check the website j2bwenatchee.org to see if any tickets have been put back online and available. Now, we do have walk-in tickets available. A fourth of our ticketing is just walk-ins, so people do not have to have pre-reserved tickets to go. They can just show up and we will get them through.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great weekend. It was a cool one. And even though we got to 42 yesterday with that breeze out there, it felt pretty chilly. And what a beautiful shot. We showed you this at the beginning of the newscast, our Blag Mountain Sky-Fi Tower camera. Clouds beginning to break up a little bit now. This was a heavy cloud deck at the start of the newscast from this afternoon. And then it did break up with that blue sky above. But boy, it stayed cool out there once again today. We were below normal. High temperature unofficially at Pangbourne Airport, 32 degrees today. 38 is our normal high temperature. How about this? Record high last year, 2021, we were at 65 degrees. Wouldn't that feel good right now? 3 degrees, our overnight low record, and that was set in 1985. We did pick up 3/100ths of an inch of precipitation out of that snow this morning, and that now gets us to 7.62 inches since January 1st. Sunrise 7:24, and the sun sets this afternoon at 4:14. Taking a look at our Tuesday temperatures, we're not going to see a whole lot of relief. In fact, our temperatures are going to drop in a big way as we get you into Tuesday. Another storm system beginning to work its way in. Look at these highs. Yes, these are highs. 24 Moses Lake and Ephrata, 23 the high temperature in Quincy, 21 for Wenatchee, and just the teens for Leavenworth, Entiat, Chelan, Lake Wenatchee, and even Omak. You folks tomorrow, your high 16 degrees. Taking a look at tonight, we'll show you why that's going to happen. First of all, the storm system that brought us the snow earlier has made its way all the way into, the central part of southern Canada, and that means most of the snow behind that in western Montana. Tonight will be partly cloudy and cold with lows in the mid-teens. And yeah, Tuesday will be cloudy. We have a very good chance of snow developing tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. High temperatures only about 20. Winter storm watch in effect for tomorrow night through Wednesday afternoon, because this is our Wednesday, and folks, it is going to be a snowy one. 2 to 4 inches possible, maybe even up to 6 inches in Wenatchee. High temperatures on Wednesday only into the upper 20s. As we get into Thursday, morning snow, and then it will go away by afternoon. We could see another inch or two Thursday morning. High temperatures around that 30-degree mark, so still below normal here in north central Washington. And then our next storm system begins to wrap its way into the Pacific Northwest. We'll see some evening snow showers with cloudy skies, going to remain on the chilly side. There's that snow in the evening. High temperatures for Friday only into the mid-20s. And then for Saturday, it's going to snow, folks. Cloudy skies. Snow is likely throughout the day. We could see another 2 to 4 inches of snow on Saturday. High temperatures then at about 30 degrees. And then before our fourth system moves in, we will get a bit of a break on Sunday. Even though it's going to be chilly and cloudy, high temperatures, it will be dry on Sunday, right around 30 degrees. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. And as always, brought to you by the folks at Apple Valley Honda. Tonight, it is going to get cold. We're going to see overnight lows around 15 degrees. But look at the difference today and tomorrow. 21 our high, 19 our low. Good chance for snow. Remember, winter storm rots Tuesday night into Wednesday. 28 our high Wednesday. Morning snow Thursday and 30. We'll see some evening snow flurries on Friday night and 27. And then, boy, on Saturday, snow likely throughout the day, 31 degrees. And by the end of our forecast on Sunday, cloudy and chilly with a high temperature of 30. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCW Life Evening News continues right after this.
It's a hometown celebration Saturday, December 3rd from 11 to 4 in Cashmere. Come enjoy warm beverages, holiday treats, festive music, and more as you await the big man himself, Santa Claus. Thanks to our supporters.
Discover Epladolin Assisted Living, affordable care in a home-like atmosphere with no long-term contracts.
Get coverage you can trust from Bruce Cheadle, your State Farm agent. And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy Monday. 3 Eastern Washington high school football teams will play for the state championship this Saturday after semifinal wins over the weekend. Carter Kuchenbuch, that's right, Kuchenbuch, threw 3 touchdown passes, while Johnny Swartzel ran for 2 others as Okanagan beat PL Willapa Valley 42-14 Saturday at Leibofto Field of the Apple Bowl. The Bulldogs will go for their 4th championship in school history Saturday at Lakewood's Harry Lang Stadium against Napabine. That will kick off at 5 o'clock. Liberty Bell had no trouble advancing to the state 1B championship with a 70-24 win over Odessa in Moses Lake Saturday. The Mountain Lions will go for their first ever title Saturday at Mount Tahoma High School against Nia Bay. That will kick off at noon. Royal will play for its 10th state title after a 57-21 win over Freeman in the state 1A semifinal Saturday at Lions Field in Moses Lake. Knights will take on Mount Baker for the championship. That'll be Saturday at noon at Harry Lang Stadium in Lakewood. We will transition to high school basketball Saturday here on the NCW Life channel. Wenatchee High School will be the site for a boy-girl doubleheader. Starts at 1:45 with the Panther boys hosting North Creek. That will be followed by the Wenatchee girls against Sela at 5 o'clock. Grant Olson will have the action right here on the NCW Life channel. Well, Michael Penix Jr. outplayed Cam Ward in Saturday's Apple Cup at Husky Stadium, or as the Huskies beat the Cougars, that is 51-33 in Martin Stadium. Penix threw for 485 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead Washington to its 10th win of the season. Coach Kalen DeBoer says it came down to second half execution for the Dogs.
What a game. You knew it was going to be that. We expected it to be, crazy, especially in the first half. They'd shown that they come out swinging, and we weathered the storm and still had a lead by only 1 point, but it was a lead, at halftime. And we knew that we were probably a better second half team based on kind of how we've played and how they've played, and we just kept fighting and kept playing. I thought it was really team football across the board, because in the first half we couldn't get the stops, and the offense kept fighting back and kept responding. In the second half, third quarter in particular, we had some turnovers there, and the defense got the stops and made some nice adjustments, and guys just kind of settled down and settled in, and really it just came down to, we needed to get those 4th down stops in the first half, and they did a good job executing, getting us on our heels and doing what they needed to do. But I thought our guys just stayed the course, and that's what we've done all year.
The combined 84 points between the two schools was a record in the 114 meetings. WSU coach Jake Dickert says the Cougars just gave up too many points.
We gave up 51 points. I'm not focused on the offense. I mean, it's that we win as a team, we lose as a team, and it wasn't our best performance, and I thought the offense gave us a shot to stay in the game, so those are things that we'll continue to look at, but I thought we played aggressively. I thought we, those are things that we'll look at as we keep going, but we kept the pedal down. We just didn't make some of the plays we needed to and execute, and I thought their pass rush leaned on us as we went into the second half. So that was probably the biggest difference. Cam made some big-time plays in the first half that kept us really going, some 4th downs that were just incredible, and we didn't make those type of incredible plays to win a game. So, it's a lot of things that go into that we need to get better at and we need to grow from, and I think those are things that we will do.
Washington's victory capped a Saturday filled with football as Oregon State came back from a 31-10 deficit to beat Oregon 38-34. USC took care of Notre Dame 38-27. It'll be Utah and the Trojans for the Pac-12 championship Friday in Vegas. The Wenatchee Wild's winning streak ended at 6 games over the weekend after a split with Trail. Wenatchee came out on top in a shootout Friday over the Smoke Eaters 5-4. Austin Drade had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Ahead, catching it at the blue line is Fetchko. Drives it in, wrist shot, and a great save! Nobody on the weak side for the rebound. It goes long. Remison brings it out, left it behind on the end boards. And this one will go to the skills contest. A shootout is on the way. Waits for the signal. Brings it shallow left. Brings it through the middle to the slot. Head fake to the right, goes left and misses high and wide. 3 game-winning goals on the season. Takes it just inside the face-off dot at neutral, comes in quick. Waits, wrist shot, and a save made. Parsons to take this one. He's a left-handed shooter, and he comes in quick around the neutral zone dot, near the half wall, comes back inside the face-off circles, backhand, forehand, back to the backhand, Blaha denies. Right-handed shooter. Takes it left at the neutral zone dot, walks it in, wrist shot, mid-slot, he scores! Schenk gets the signal, takes it around the neutral zone face-off dot, slows at the half wall, brings it back to the right wing circle, wrist shot, denied, Wild win!
And then Trail returned the favor Saturday nights with a 3-2 overtime win and a shootout to end Wenatchee's winning streak at 6. The Wild will travel to Cranbrook coming up on Wednesday. Well, the Seattle Kraken are on a 5-game winning streak after sweeping Vegas and Anaheim over the weekend. Seattle managed to beat the best team in the NHL Friday with a 4-2 win at Vegas. Ryan Donato and Jordan Eberle had a goal apiece to go along with 2 scores from Andrei Burakovsky. Last night, Seattle got an early lead only to give it up and come through with a late goal to beat Anaheim by a final of 5-4. Seattle will travel to take on the LA Kings tomorrow night at 7:30. That game on Root Sports Northwest. Las Vegas running back Josh Jacobs scored the game winner in overtime on an 86-yard run to beat the Seahawks 40-34 Sunday. Jacobs finished with 229 of the Raiders' 283 yards on the ground. Seattle couldn't stop the run for the second straight loss. Coach Pete Carroll says they just could not make a stop.
That's a terribly frustrating game for us. We had our chances to win the football game, and I mean, they're obvious and so clear that you all know them. But to give them the opportunity to stay in there and hang in there, those guys kept hanging. They've been in close games all year long. There was nothing different for them. And, they get the big play to win the thing, which isn't really the statement of the game, but, it's a good deal for them.
Geno Smith finished with 328 yards passing, a couple of touchdowns, an interception, also a fumble that was a costly one in the second half of that ball game. The Seahawks fell 2 games back of San Francisco in the NFC West after the 49ers shut out New Orleans 13-0. Chargers edged Arizona 25-24, while the Rams fell to Kansas City 26-10. Turning to basketball, Gonzaga took 3rd place at the Phil Knight Legacy Tournament yesterday with an 88-84 win over Xavier. Julian Strother led the Bulldogs with 23 points, while Drew Timme had 16. Another Sunday play, Florida International topped Eastern Washington 90-79. Steel Ventners had 19 points for the Eagles in the loss. That's a look at sports news. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Join me for what is probably going to be a very interesting Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. You just got the forecast from Grant. It's going to be pretty cattywampus in the middle of this week. We'll have whatever the updated forecast is from the National Weather Service for you to get your show going tomorrow and Tuesday. We'll take you up to the major mountain passes. We'll have your headlines. We'll have your sports. And hopefully we won't be talking about a lot of traffic accidents. Fingers crossed. Start your Tuesday live and local right here from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being with us. Have a great night.
Now, am I looking into this camera, or am I looking, where am I looking?
We're going to have you just look at
The holiday season is coming, and Santa's making his 15-second commercial for NCW Life Channel. Are you?
Watch Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Find out about programs and activities for ages 50 and over, and meet amazing seniors who contribute to our community. New episodes Sundays at 1:30 p.m., replayed throughout the week on the NCW Life Channel.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. Join us every week as we answer your questions on health, wealth, and relationships.
We're all about you creating a life that you love, so tune in to Live It Up.
The NCW Life Channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCW Life Channel today.